What's up, everybody? AlienX Gaming here. Coming up with another interview with one of my YouTubers or one of the YouTubers I watch, JL Warren. He is part of the Four Beardsmen, the Week in Horror. So I mean, I'm sure you guys know him from somewhere. So just like I did with the plot hole, this is going to be kind of a glimpse into JL's life. It's going to be some questions about him, also about his content, his channels, that kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy what's going on. What's up, JL? How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for doing this. Just a few questions kind of to get to know you a little bit better so your fans can learn a little bit maybe that they don't know about you. Because it's always nice to know who you're watching, who you're, who you're supporting. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
Fire when ready.
If for some reason there's a question you don't want to answer, just say pass. No questions asked, all right?
Okay, cool.
What is your first name?
JL.
Literally?
Literally, JL.
Okay, no periods between
JL.
it?
Yeah, no periods between it. It's a JL Warren.
God, I hate you even more right now. That's just... All right. So let's see here. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from San Diego,
Okay.
but moved here when I was young with my family. My mom took a job out here, and have lived here in Texas since '89. So, shit, over 30 years now. So, but yeah, originally Southern California.
Okay, very cool. And how old are you?
I am 40.
Alrighty. Let's see here. You mentioned you moved with your family over to Texas, so do you have siblings?
I do. I have one brother.
You have a brother? All right. You guys close or?
Not so much. He's 5 years younger than me, and we never really have been very close. We really are just, yeah, we're two very, very different people. We have different mindsets. We think differently. We see the world very, very differently. I mean, I love my brother, and I know that he loves me. We just, it's kind of like we see each other at like big events or like Christmas or the occasional
Fair
birthday,
enough.
but he doesn't live here in the state. I actually have no family here in the state of Texas.
Oh.
He lives way out. He lives over on the East Coast.
Okay.
So we, maybe we'll talk every once in a while. I actually can't remember the last time I talked to him.
Oh, shit.
But this is it. It's the way it goes sometimes.
Sure, it happens, man. All right. So, current family. You got married? Or you're married? You got kids? What's up?
Yes, I am married. I do not have kids. Don't plan to have kids. But I have been married. I've been with my wife for 17 years. We've been
Awesome.
married for 7. We were together for 10 years before that.
Awesome.
We met in college. So when actually film school, we met in film school, and then just been together since 2003.
All right. You guys went to the same school. So who's smarter? Careful. She might see this. No, I'm kidding.
No, she probably will. It's always been my opinion that she is as, if not more smart than I am.
Excellent.
She's definitely more emotionally well-rounded than I am, or more emotionally mature than I am. I mean, you look at my office. I got freaking Funko Pop sitting on the deal, and she's got like charts and everything for dealing with finances and accounting and shit in her. So yeah, she's definitely more mature. I think she's more along emotionally than I am. I'm more of a kid. Stuff like that. But but I actually think she's smarter than I am, to be honest.
All right, fair enough. Probably a good answer too. But no. Pets. Do you have any animals running around your house?
I do. I have 2 wonderful German shepherds that were actually they're rescues, but I actually found them on the street. They were running loose on the street. They didn't have any tags, any collars, any ID whatsoever, no chips or anything. And when I found them, I was actually at work at the time, and I was working on special projects for the company I was working. I was doing a paint job on a store, and all of a sudden these dogs came along, and I was like, "What the heck?" And so I stashed them in the little enclosed dumpster area, enclosed door. Brought him some water and everything because it was super hot. It was August here in Texas, and I was like, "Oh, the big one, Jingles. He was only about a year old, and Shotzi, the little one, was only about 3-4 months."
Oh wow.
And I didn't want him to get hit by a car. There was no owner around, so I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll call my wife. I say, hey, there's these 2 dogs here. They're just kind of stashed up. Can you think you want to come and get them, and maybe we'll keep them safe, try to find their owners. And she was like, sure. So she was there in like 30 minutes, and opened the hatch, and then the dogs jumped in, and we tried to find their owners, and it turns out that the person who actually did have them beforehand was a real fucking piece of work. The dude was an extreme asshole, and he wasn't taking care of them whatsoever. Both of them had worms really, really bad.
Wow.
Jingles was not house trained. He was just he didn't recognize toys. When we went to give him toys, he didn't know what to do with them. He never had milk bones in his life. Gave him milk bone. He's like, "What is this?"
Oh wow.
But smart as a whip. And they acclimated pretty quick to the house, and they've just been ours ever since. We got them. We got their shots up. We got them registered with the city, and they've just been ours. Jingles and Shotsy have been ours since then. I think going on almost 7 years now.
Oh wow, awesome.
Yep.
That's very awesome, man.
They're awesome dogs. So
I had a pit for a little bit that was a rescue. She was like out in Arizona, and she was used to breed. Okay, so because she was gosh, what is that? Brindle. She was a brindle blue nose pit. So
very nice.
Yeah, and it apparently those pups are worth quite a bit, I guess, whatever. But we got her, and she clung to me. It was crazy. It was awesome. Just like but everybody has this poor opinion about pits, but those dogs are awesome. But
they're wonderful. They're wonderful dogs. As long as they do have a temperament that you can foster into to being a more aggressive animal. But if you don't foster that,
Exactly.
they're so loving, and they're so sweet. I mean, there's a reason they were called nanny dogs. That the Staffordshire Terrier was called the nanny dog in England. It's just because they were so loyal, and they were so protective and safe to be around, that you could leave them in charge of the kids, of charge of the baby, and the dog could literally protect the baby. So yeah, they're fantastic animals. I wish they didn't have the rep that they did.
Exactly.
The reason I named my dog Jingles after my dad's dog. My dad had a German Shepherd named Jingles, who was a retired canine way back when. This was before he ever met my mom, and so kind of it kind of remembers that I named my dog Jingles, and then of course she named the little one Shotsy. So,
all right, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, what was your first job, and what is your current job if you don't do YouTube full time?
Oh, let's see. The very first job I ever had. The very first job I ever filled out a W-2 for. Because technically my very, very first job was doing some, cash in hand satellite alignment for my mom. Because my mom used to work for a company called Muzak before they were bought out by Comcast. And there was a time when it was here in Texas when one of their satellites went dead. And they had to adjust all of their subscribers. All the subscribers' dishes had to be adjusted over to the backup satellite. And so they didn't have enough technicians because everybody was out of their music, out of the little store music that you hear. So they were hiring people cash in hand, $20 a dish. Run out there, go up on the roof, readjust. Got to put the headphones on, readjust the satellite until you see these coordinates, and you hear the music in the headphones. Set it, boom, and you're done. $20 a hand for every dish you can knock out. So that was technically my first job.
All right.
The first W-2 job I ever had was I worked for a grocery store called Albertsons. I was a bag boy.
All right.
And now I am a university HVAC certified maintenance technician for an apartment complex.
Awesome.
So, yep. So if you live in an apartment and you break it, I'm the guy that comes to fucking fix it.
That's awesome. All right. Let's see here.
My boss actually has a shirt that says, "I'm here because you broke it." So,
yeah, I get that a lot. I'm in the auto repair business, so
there you go.
Yeah, did you hit a pothole? No.
How do you expect it to drive if you don't put any fucking oil in it?
Oh,
what the hell is wrong with you?
Right. Anyway, all right, we'll skip that crap. I'm out of work. I'm off the clock. Anyway, what kind of
in the pit? I'm not in the pit. I'm not in the pit. I'm not in the pit.
No, I'm the manager of a repair shop. So
there you go. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have to actually work on cars. I get to be the one that makes sure everything sort of runs smooth. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
All right. What hobbies do you have aside from creating content on YouTube?
Oh man, hobbies wise, I am a big gamer. I'm also a writer. I'm currently working on my second novella, which is a follow-up to my first novella, which hopefully one day I may get published. I don't know. It's a Lovecraft-inspired horror a collection of horror shorts. So I write. I'm a big gamer. I game Xbox Live Arcade. I also game Halo. I'm a big, huge Halo fan, and of course I game Pokemon Go. Because when I'm out in the world on my mobile, and then of course World of Warcraft. I've been a World of Warcraft fan since its launch, so for 16 years. As a matter of fact, up on that top one, that's Doomhammer, the big one of the weapons from World of Warcraft, famous weapon like that. It's up there on that one up there at the top. But I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan. So other than that,
nerd.
Not allows. I don't really have much time for much else, unfortunately. Because my work week is typically 40 to 50 hours, and then YouTube, and then I just kind of fill the little snippets of time with doing other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught a guy said nerd earlier. It was kind of funny.
Oh, I'm such a fucking nerd. I mean, look at these two number one, I got Funko Pops here, and they're very selective.
Oh no.
Okay, and then,
what I was gonna say is like my response to it was I played Final Fantasy 11 for 15 or 16 years, so I know what you're going through.
There you go.
So yeah,
there
and then
you go.
I have never set up my room yet because I just moved here about a year ago, but I haven't got this PC shit set all set up until recently. But I've got well over 400 pops.
Nice.
I've got full collections of a bunch of different pops. So I mean, like, seeing your background, it actually is kind of making me wish that I would take the time and freaking set up my shit. But
take the time, plan it out, and you'll get it. If I were to say if I have another hobby, because I'm a bit of a collector too. Now the pops I get are only the ones that I really, really dig. I think are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got Zoom from the Flash TV series. I've got Jane from Firefly. I've got a wooden Spider-Man. A lot of these are exclusives. I've got the Cthulhu, which is the bronze patina one, which is New York Comic Con. This one right here is a Stan Lee, and it's a counterfeit. This is a counterfeit Funko Pop, but it was so cool I had to have it. I was like, oh, I'm so buying that, even though it's a fake. I collect dragons of all kinds from all around the world. This case right here and this case over here in this corner are all full of my dragon collection.
That's awesome.
And you can see they're up on top too. All different makes. I've got pewter, I've got granite, I've got glass, I've got acrylic, I've got wood, I've got all kinds of cool shit.
You should do a quick video about that shit sometime, man.
I probably all the stuff I have back here. I probably should. It's someone said that my office looks like a place where cursed objects are stored.
Nice.
And then of course I collect autographs, and everything you see on the walls up there, all the little frame pieces like this, those are all like those ones down there, and I got those ones there. Those are all autographs. Kane Hodder, Robert Englund, Norman Reedus, Katie Sackhoff. Up there is that one is Stan Lee. Got all kinds of cool stuff.
That's awesome, man. Very cool.
So I collect. I'm a collector.
Excellent. That's awesome. All right, so let's see here. What's next on my little list of bullshit? Let's see. All right, so you are part of the Four Beardsmen.
Yes.
And I've been watching that for a while when I can. I know it's really early on Sunday mornings for me, but it's really for you too. Obviously, you're Central Time. But
God, it's killer early.
But how did you guys all meet, and when did you guys decide to create like a four-man channel type thing?
I think if I'm remembering this correctly, and either if I'm not, Johnny Irish or PhD Tony will correct me on this, but if I remember correctly, from my perspective, pretty much I met Team first, and then Team introduced me to Johnny O, and that's how I made an appearance on the Plot Hole, and I met Team in person because Team lives here in Texas with me.
Sure.
And not with me, he just lives with you. But anyway, Team lives in Texas, and I met him at the Flat Earth International Conference that was up in Frisco, and we hung out a bit. We chatted like that, and then I went out and saw him at his live debate with Nathan Thompson at I can't remember the name of the tattoo studio, but it's where he gets all his work done. So I've gotten to know Team quite well. He introduced me to Johnny O, and Johnny and I just kind of clicked and just hit it off. So it's been fantastic. I've worked on his stuff. He's worked on me. He did that little documentary, that little spoof Flat Earth thing. He did. I ran pretty much the production on that. I ran the camera on that. I did all the staging, and did everything like that. So he gave me a chance to direct his little piece, which is cool. And so we met. So I've been working back and forth with Johnny, but, appeared on the plot hole a few times, and then somewhere in the middle, Irish Demon popped up and started doing these little videos. And I remember that Johnny was the connector between Irish Demon and me, and then Irish Demon was the connector between PhD Tony and us.
Okay.
And so I think that we were chatting in the plot holes room, because the plot hole has their own dedicated Discord server, and I think we were chatting there, and someone made the joke, and I'm pretty sure it was Irish Demon, though I could be wrong. Someone made the joke that, oh, we all have beards, because at the time we all did. He's like, we all have beards, and I got my beard, and Johnny's got his thing, and I think it was Irish. I think it was Irish who made the joke. We all have beards. We could be the beardsmen. And then we started laughing about that, and we started joking, and I think it was me that put forth the 4 beardsmen of the apocalypse. And they all seemed to really, really like that. So we started going, and I think at this point now, I'm the only one who still uses of the apocalypse, because I like that. Everyone else just calls us the 4 beardsmen.
Yeah.
But I think it was Johnny and I met, and then Irish was the one. He was kind of the catalyst, because that's just the way the guy is. The guy just, he gets in, he's got great energy, he brings everybody together, and he's just like, bam, he's got the gift of the gab. And it was just kind of like a whim thing. I think we were all just chatting back and forth, because PhD Tony had started to show up, and he was just like dropping nuclear bombs on some of these flurfs, which got Irish's attention, which in turn got our attention. We all started paying attention to him, and then I think I'm pretty sure that's how it happened, but the story might be different. Johnny may remember it differently, but I think that's how I remember it. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. I think it was Irish was the catalyst.
Very cool, very cool. And how do you guys come up with some of the content that you guys write for that?
Oh, well, we actually don't write anything. It's all off the cuff. It's pretty much we started out, we wanted to have like topics that we hit. But with the pandemic going on, topics weren't really coming along. But that's why we've pretty much focused on politics, and the pandemic that's currently going on. Occasionally we'll talk about anti-masker, but we all pretty much hold the same opinions on these things. So we wanted to, because it's, number one, it's more entertaining, and number two, we are able to exchange ideas without taking it personally. So, like, for example, if you saw the last one, PhD Tony and I disagreed vehemently on basically the response to Trump. And I view the legacy of this very differently than he views. Like, he views it as more of a dangerous thing than I do. I don't have that much faith in Americans to make it that dangerous. Once the pandemic's over and everybody's got jobs to get back to, it will literally all die off. That's just my opinion. But because we're all able to have these conversations about whatever, and we're all pretty well read and knowledgeable, we all have kind of a thing like, Irish is really good with history, PhD Tony's really good with physics, or geophysics specifically. I'm solid on religion, and then Johnny O is very well rounded in pop culture and a little smatterings of everything else. And so we can combine those things, and we can have big conversations about them. But it's all pretty off the cuff, just kind of like, let's do that. I thought, oh man, you won't believe what I saw, and then we'll see if it kicks. And if everybody goes like, yeah, let's talk about that, and then otherwise everybody will be like, hey, I saw this, and everybody's like, oh, whatever, move on to something else. Usually it's Irish who comes up with something funny, but yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all just kind of like whatever hits us, and it seems to work.
Yeah, it's good time sometimes, All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. That's a dumb question. Never mind.
There are no dumb questions.
Just dumb people.
Only dumb people answering questions.
All right. So you are involved with several different channels. You've got your own for J.L. Warren. You've got Week in Horror. You've got Four Beardsmen the Apocalypse. Anything else that you're in or for you or what?
As of right now, nope. That's pretty much it. We got the rotating Beardsman. Week in Horror is my big kind of like business channel. That's the one where we actually have a show. We have a full production budget. That's how we handle all the giveaways and everything. And we have a live production that we put on. We have scripts that we go through. We have research and prep that we do when we watch all the movies that we talk about, or they watch them. I've already seen most of them, and that's the big one. And then of course, JL Warren's just for me to pretty much shoot my shit and be like, hey, there's this. And the only thing I really thought, because my journey as an atheist was pretty big to me, and there's a lot of people out there that still struggle with this, and I was hoping I could be a voice, because whereas individuals like RN Raw and Rationality Rules and Genetically Modified Skeptic and Matt Dillahunty and all these, and Sam Harris, and of course like Richard Dawkins, and if everybody goes back and watches Christopher Hitchens stuff, I miss him terribly, and of course Daniel Dennett or Sam Harris. These individuals, they all have their own unique way of conveying their ideas. And I wanted my JL Warren channel, I think I'm going to be renaming it to Bridge the Divide, because I haven't decided yet. But the reason I wanted to do it is because I wanted to convey some of these ideas that these guys talk about in a slightly different way, because none of them are like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson can convey very complex things in a very easy way to digest. I mean, pardon me, his book, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, brilliant book, and you will be able to understand astrophysics. It's pretty fucking impressive. That skill is so rare, and I'm not saying that I can do it, but I'm not saying that I'm like the expert at it, and I can do it better than anybody else, but I think I can offer that, where I can offer things like what you and I were talking about. I can offer that in a more digestible chunk. And who knows, maybe it'll take off, maybe it won't, but it's just kind of like my way to kind of put my thoughts out there. And I've seen some really positive feedback from it. Some individuals that have started looking at their beliefs critically, and made some big changes in their lives, and which is totally flattering. My objective is not to deconvert people. My objective is to inform. So other than those three, I also appear in a lot of people. I've appeared on Conspiracy Cast channel, Agree to Disagree, Fights channel, Teams channel, Johnny's channel, Irish's channel. I would appear on PhD Tony, but I don't want to fall asleep on camera.
Oh, come on now. Oh God. All right. So which one of the channels do you enjoy the most creation for, like making content for?
The one I enjoy the most is Week in Horror.
Okay. Because
it's so much easier. I do like making content for my personal channel, but it is a pain in the ass. As a person, my forte is in directing and writing and acting. And so you give me a script and I'm solid and I'm good to go. You put me in, behind the camera, I'm solid and ready to go. You set me down in front of a copy of Final Draft, I'll punch out what you need. But when it comes to editing and putting in effects and doing, I suck. I'm so not good, and it's such a pain in the ass. This one video I was supposed to have out yesterday, my top 10 arguments for why God doesn't exist. It was supposed to be out yesterday, and I fucked it up somehow, and it didn't render right, and then I tried to fix it, and it got all fucked. And I was like, so shit, now I got to do it from scratch. I got to do the whole fucking thing again from the very start. So at least I know where I need to make my cuts. I still have all my notes. It's a pain in the ass. Right before this call, I was re-recording my entire script. So it was just funny because the first time I recorded it took me 30 minutes, and then I just recorded it again and it took me like 20. So at least it's a good thing. But I definitely enjoy Week in Horror better. It's live. We have our notes. I write the script. I give the script to the guys. We go live. We talk about the shit, and then we're done. And that's easy. And, So, but yeah, I definitely enjoy Week in Horror more. But I will say, my personal channel is somewhat more fulfilling because it lets me get more personal with the people that the people that listen.
Sure. Okay. Let's see here. What would be your favorite content to watch on YouTube?
Oh, my favorite content to watch. My tastes are so eclectic. Actually, my tastes are very moody. I'm so moody when it comes to what I want. I will go through binges where I will binge like clips from my favorite movies or clips from my favorite TV shows or for a while there, and I would say the stuff I always go back to is probably the legitimate science stuff. So that one thing I love is that every Tuesday and every Friday, Simon and Dan comes out with a new video. When I can listen to that video, and for some reason the algorithm has trained my channel. Whenever Simon and Dan stuff finishes, Neil deGrasse Tyson's Cosmic Queries always comes on. And I love that. So I love listening to legitimate science communicators. The point and laugh stuff is fun. In bits of it. I like, it's like, oh, let's laugh at this guy for being an idiot. That stuff is cool. But I really like the legitimate science communication. I dig that stuff. So I think that would be my number one. Just because there's a lot of shit that I don't know.
Sure.
Natural sciences was not my forte. I mean, I'm good at it. I understand it, but it wasn't something I put my focus in. I put my focus in psychology. My education is in psychology, and stuff about the Earth, like what's the F over ma or whatever the fuck that thing is. I don't even have it memorized. I don't care because I'm not worrying about gravity every fucking day.
Right.
I worry about other things. So, but I love it because Simon Dan, he communicates very well. Team communicates very well. Of course, I love Neil deGrasse Tyson, and of course, occasionally, if I'm in the mood, Christopher Hitchens. I can go through a Christopher Hitchens binge for like 3 days, where I listen to nothing but his stuff. Just to keep the Rolodex of Hitch slaps fresh in my mind.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. I guess we got 2 more questions. So this one is probably going to be a hard question for you, so I apologize. But what is your favorite horror movie?
Oh, that's easy. The Thing.
Okay, fair enough then. That was fucking easy. All right.
Yeah. My number one horror film is The Thing. For a number of reasons. One, John Carpenter is a brilliant fucking director who deserves way more credit from all of Hollywood than he gets. He's regarded as a horror legend. He should be regarded as one of the greatest directors ever. There are little things. The problem is with horror films, they don't often get the scrutiny that other films like. You will. The Academy or whoever they are critics, they just don't scrutinize horror films like they would do a Steven Spielberg film, which is a shame. But you should, like, for example, in the Weekend Horror Discord, we stream horror movies often. I think the next one we're going to stream is probably going to be Piranha. But we were watching Christine the other day, and it was one of my favorite movies. I fucking love it. It's Stephen King and John Carpenter. Come on, you can't go wrong.
All right.
And I realized I watch him so many times because I always pick up on something new. And I realized there was this awesome scene where Arnie is looking at the car and it's all trashed, and he's like, "Oh, the car's trashed," and then the camera's following him along, and the camera follows along. He has a few lines. Then you hear the weird noise, like the metal clinking, and then the camera swings back around, and boom, the engine is in pristine condition. And I was like, holy shit, that's all one take. That was done in one take. There was no cut in that. And I was like, holy shit. He's brilliant. And The Thing is I think is his best film ever. He's got some great ones. Christine was great. Big Trouble in Little China. Obviously, In the Mouth of Madness is fantastic. As a matter of fact, I've got The Thing right there. The prequel is down below it, but next to The Thing will be Prince of Darkness. And then after that, this whole wall will be pretty much John Carpenter. But I love his work, and I kind of modeled some of my directorial style after him. He's heavily inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, by H.P. Lovecraft. He's my man. H.P.'s my man. And I think it speaks to me the most. And I love The Thing because it dealt with, it's a sci-fi horror film, but it deals with the concept of you never really know anyone. And that's what was scary. And what made the film even scarier was not the alien shit, was because at the time that it came out, 1981. Obviously E.T. was dominating. It was like E.T. phone home, and it just killed it. Happy fun alien versus The Thing, and not to mention at the time, the AIDS pandemic was pretty much getting traction, and it was at the time they were still calling it GRID. But it was scary because it was out there. People who has it. It's you don't know if somebody has AIDS or somebody has this sickness or like that. And it was really scary. It was a scary fucking time. There were some cities were burning bodies in the streets. It was really, really messed up. And this movie about this movie about a monster that hides inside people and then bursts out at the least expected time and it takes over your body and absorbs you, and then nobody can tell that was a little much. It was way too much, which is why everyone hated the movie when it came out. It was critically just annihilated. Roger Ebert gave it like 1 star. He gave it 1 star because it was he thought it was garbage, and everyone hated it. And now it's considered one of the greatest sci-fi horror films ever made. It's aged well. The effects are fantastic. Rob Botton's special effects were outstanding. The acting is fantastic. It holds up, and that's my number 1. That's a big one right there.
Awesome, very, very awesome.
And obviously, I can talk about horror films like all fucking day.
Yeah, right. No worries. Last question, I guess, would be: do you have any specials coming up, or any bigger projects that we could be looking forward to?
Nothing huge, really. What is it? Week in Horror is pretty much the same. We do our Bloodbath debates, and we have our special guest every month. The next big special we do with Week in Horror is most likely going to be either probably the 100th episode, and then which will come just before the season finale. But the 100th episode will be in August, so we got time before that. And then, of course, with my own personal, I'm thinking about doing a 500 subscriber special. I have no idea what I'm currently at because I probably should pay more attention to this shit. I really should. I'm at 435 subscribers, so I'm guessing I should do in 60. Oh, is it? Yeah, in 65 subscribers, I should do a 500 subscriber special. Maybe I'll do like I'll go live and maybe do an AMA or something like that. Just ask me whatever. Because I'm sure there's stuff, if people want to talk about my journey, the journey of my sexuality, or the journey of my atheism, or whatever, how does something in the background of my room, I don't fucking know. So I may do that. I doubt anybody will turn up.
We'll see, man.
I will say this. Irish and I have something in the works, which I think might be pretty cool. I know he's dealing with his travel channel, or it's not really travel channel. He's dealing with his traveling idea, like the Traveling Irishman. I know he's dealing with that right now and trying to get that set up. But we may have something where we do something live together, where we engage with theists, either via call-in or in the chat, or we'll bring them on and talk to them. We may have something that's very preliminary, very early in development. So we may be doing something like that, which I think might be pretty cool. Possibly, we don't know yet, but that's the thing that could come up. If we get the subscribers and we get the ability to do this, then fuck yeah, you will see it. Obviously, the more subscribers we have, the more we're able to monetize our channels, the more we can rake in, the more time we can spend actually doing this and make it our jobs, and then you can see content all the fucking time. Imagine seeing this face like all the time.
I don't know, man. I can't afford that many screens. No, I'm just kidding. No, but all right, man. I really appreciate the time tonight, JL, and I'm gonna have links to your channels down below.
Great.
I appreciate you, taking the time and giving us the answers, that I came up with here. But I'm sure there's a bunch of questions people probably want to ask you. But other than that,
I'm pretty much an open book. I know that there's some individuals out there that they're either camera shy or they don't want people to see their face. They don't want to put it out there. But I'm pretty much an open book. If anybody wants to come find me, they can come find me. I don't give a damn. But I figure it's the best way to be as honest and transparent with people. I mean, hell, I'm telling people why I'm in essence, I'm creating a channel where I'm telling people that they shouldn't believe what they currently believe, and here are the reasons why. If I hid my face, if I blocked my name, if I used a pseudonym or something, or tried to hide myself in any way, when you're talking about people's beliefs, I feel it's best to be as transparent as humanly possible. And so here I am. You're in my office. Here's my face. Here's my fucking beard. My name is JL. You have my email address. Hit me up anytime. I really don't. I don't mind at all, because that's how we're going to, to segue it into, that's how we're going to bridge the divide, is open communication, honesty, and transparency. People can do what they want with their own channels. It's just that's how I felt about mine. And I wanted to be open. I wanted to be honest. I wanted to be transparent. People hate me, they hate me. If they like me, they like me, whatever. we got to have this open conversation. And I figure I'll take the first step forward. Here I am. There you go.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Well, thanks again. I hope you guys at home or whatever watching, hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have a bunch more YouTubers scheduled to do some recordings with, so stay tuned. If you like it, like and subscribe. We'll hopefully be mirrored on the interviewees site. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great night, guys. See you later.